Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, one part of BPOW, Brian and Pearls of Wisdom as well. I'm one half of BPOW, and we've kind of been letting you know that this would happen, but we're going to be changing it up a little bit now. Our actual picks will be coming in at 2 o'clock this afternoon. What I'll be doing here now is I'll be talking about each game, about teams, and maybe give you a little bit of leans, but our actual picks will be happening at 2 o'clock. I do have a letter. It was a little light in the comment section, and I'm not surprised. It's President's Day. You guys were out all doing president stuff. And Family Day for us in Canada, and I hope you were out with your family. I know I was. So I wasn't even able to comment as much as I'd like to, but that's fine. We do have letters, and Guido just came up this morning with the sack of letters from the mail room, and we poured it all over the letter table. We got a little table at Helen and my wife and I and Hernandez and Melissa, the helicopter drivers, all gather around, and we do the Perlo dance, and we have like lots of frolic. It's like, woo, letters, woo, yay, letters. We love letters, so send your letters. We love them. But anyways, we got a letter here from Berkeley Triton from Oxford, New Jersey, and what Berkeley's asking is, with the Patreon, am I on a like yearly thing or something like that? And the answer is no. That's not exactly how he said it. He had a few questions here. He wanted to know if he could unsubscribe anytime he wants. And yes, the answer is yes. In fact, we had one fellow, Jin Rin. He's a university guy, and he just wanted to help us out a little bit and give us a little bit for our fine programming. And he did the $3 a month thing and then went right off, because he just wanted to give $3. And, that is great. Thank you very much, Jinrin. I very appreciate any kind of offering or whatever to help us out in our programming here is much appreciated. Also, what we're doing now for this month is, if you go to our Patreon now, you will get this month for free. Now, you will have to subscribe to a $3 subscription, but we will return you your money, regardless of whether you want to stay or not, at the end of this month. So if you wish to not go, then that's fine. If you want to continue, that's fine. If you subscribe to a $25 one, that too is the same. We will reimburse you without any problems at the end of the month. So you get 18 free days of picks, and you get to see what the programming involves and what you get for that. You can also see how accurate we have been on our picks, which has been very accurate. And the picks are one thing. A lot of you are good pickers anyways, right? I see it in the comment section. You're fantastic. So what do you really need to do this for? Well, we're also going to have some fantastic competitions and draws and just the conversation. It's much like YouTube, except we're also going to be doing live. If you're a $25, you can go live with us, and we can do games together and all of those sort of things like that. And many, many other creative things that just for the entertainment value alone, I think for $3, you're not going to get much better well, you maybe, I don't know. Maybe you know somebody that'll give you $3 for better entertainment. If that's the case, then do that. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to talk about the games today. First of all, let's pearl this place. It's just pearls. Pearls into your environment. What was it? Eric Card said something about pearls into your experience. I think that's what he said. I love that. There's a whole lot of pearls. Here's some more. Helen, we're getting low on pearls. If we can get the pearl machine going there. Yeah, well, not right now. Have your tea, but We're going to need that. I love it. Pearls into your experience. Eric Card. He's good. He has a lot of great comments down there too. We've got fantastic people in their picks down there. Randy K, Doug Reed, Hovlov, Kara, Doug Masta. I'm missing TT. Who's TT? I forget. He's trade. I can't remember. I'll mention. I've already mentioned him. I sent him several things, but there's lots of great guys. Curtis Davis, just awesome comments down there. Great pearls. So hopefully you all come over to Patreon and we can frolic together, because that would be awesome. We can do live and watch games, and we can learn more from each other. Hopefully you'll do that sort of thing. Okay, Jackets versus Flyers. The Jackets are going from playing 4 in their last 6. The Flyers are probably rocking Carter Hart, and Jackets are rocking Merzlikins. Now, for Jackets to win this game, they're going to be playing a very defensive game. They're going to be tired. If there's a team that can win playing 4 and 6, it's Jackets are one of those teams. They just know how to play a system that conserves energy and just tries to get through like it's almost like they play like, okay, now here's the next 5 minutes. Now here's the next 5 minutes, and just getting 5 minutes at a time, doing little things and not getting too ahead of themselves. The Flyers, AV has these guys rolling really well. They're playing a good speed game. They're playing a good two-way game. I think they still have some roster issues to be considered a playoff contender. But the way, I don't know if they could play any better than they are right now. So it's going to be an interesting game. You'll see our picks at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I know. You're not liking that, are you? But yeah, we'll see. Unless you want to go over to Patreon, you can see our picks right now. They're already out there. Leafs versus Penguins. Leafs have been playing 3 games in 4 nights again. Penguins are on a long homestand. Now, teams on a long homestand, they have a tendency to get a little stale. It can happen. Now, a Penguins team with Sullivan as a coach is less likely, I find. The Leafs' last game against Buffalo, which I had the Leafs on the ML, and I watched that game. I just wanted to strangle all of them. Sheldon Keefe came out and called them out last game. So you have to figure they're going to have a little more energy here. For the Leafs to win this game, they got to play a heavy offensive possession game. It's really the only way they can beat any team. Anderson has got to be better than he was the last game, and he's got to be better than he was all year. For Pittsburgh to win this game, they can combat that possession game pretty darn good. They're a good possession team as well. But I think the main thing they have to do is, and the Leafs as well, but even more with the Penguins, is that they got to get the puck out of the corners and down the ice fast. They could play a slow Columbus type game here and probably have a really good chance of winning. So I'm not sure that's what they're going to do, but it would probably give their highest percentage chance of winning this game. Canadians versus the Wings. The Wings are playing 3 games in 4 nights. A lot of 3 games in 4 nights. And a lot of people say, well, these are professional athletes. They should be able to handle that. I'm sorry. Hockey is the type of game where 3 games in 4 nights, I don't care how good of an athlete you are, maybe the occasional player, it is hard on the body. At that 4th night, you are freaking sore and tired. So you have a Canadians team that, how much desperation do they have left? That's the question here for the Canadians, because they're pretty much out of it. If you'll know how much desperation they have left if they play Price. And I think that they are just going to keep on trying to win every game and hope and cross their fingers until they're officially out. But they will officially be out. The Wings to win this game, they got to pepper Pepper, just shoot against Price. Watching the Wings, I find that they play around with the puck way too much for the skill level that they have. But when they pepper the goaltender, it gives him a much better chance to win. So we'll see which way they decide to do. And like I said, you can go to our picks here right now at Patreon. You'll get free from now until the end of the month to check out our site and enjoy the fine programming. Canes versus the Preds. The Canes have a very young team. Brind'Amour seems to be struggling with how to get the best out of these guys. I think on their roster, they should be better than they are. Ever since Hamilton went down, though, the flow has been difficult, to say the least. What will the Canes have to do to win this game? They got to come out strong right away, like really fast, pressure the Predators immediately, take that energy out from the Predators home ice. Their fans are very boisterous, and I'd say that's really are they going to do that? They've shown a tendency to not be doing that enough. And we'll see if Brind'Amour can get that out of them tonight. For the Preds, ever since Hines has taken over, the flow of this team has been like almost complete opposite. I said when I did not like the firing of John Hines in New Jersey, I did not think he was the problem. And he's showing here a sign of a great coach is a coach that can get the best out of their goaltenders. And that's one thing he seems to be doing here in Nashville. So this is going to be a very interesting game. Are the Preds going to be able to continue this flow? And are the Canes going to get back to a game that when Brind'Amour first came in, he had them playing a very aggressive, very confident game, but something seems to have gone amiss there. I think it might be the goaltending. Poor goaltending is really hard on the mind when you're playing because it takes away from a player's instincts. Quite often, players will go against their instincts, worrying about whether the defensive side a little more than they should have to because a goaltender is not good. That could simply be the problem. But we'll see. Mrazek has been playing a little better. Reimer played pretty good against Edmonton. Maybe that flow will change here. Kings versus the Jets. I think you're going to see a lot of bets on the Jets here. And for good reason. The Jets' top six is fantastic. Their defense, though, is still very injured. And again, a lot of players playing minutes that they're just simply not used to. You're starting to see more injuries here from the Jets on their defense for that reason. Goaltending with Hellebuck certainly isn't a problem. On the Kings side, we would think that now with the Toffoli trade, and I'll talk about the Toffoli trade for a little bit, but first of all, I called it's Tyler Madden. I think I said Mason in the previous video. Pardon me. It's Tyler Madden that they got back. Also a second round pick. And the fourth line guy for Vancouver. They signed him out of Boston. I can't remember his name. Anyways, I should have wrote it down. But really, he was on his way out of Vancouver anyways. They signed him a little rich on the contract side. They had young guys that ended up being better than him. So they sent him to LA to give him another shot for the end of his contract here. Probably never get the $2 million or whatever that he got ever again. He's probably going to be signed to like $700,000 if he stays in the league. So now, that being said, how is this going to affect the Kings? Well, it can affect them both ways. They can be really down and depressed that they traded away Toffoli and now their ownership is not giving them confidence to be able to continue here, and it's pretty much a sign that they're rebuilding. Or, and I think this is possible, that you have Doughty Drew Doughty is going to be really pissed off. And I think Drew Doughty is one of the best leaders in the game. He's going to have these guys, he's going to rah-rah, go out there and lead these guys to a very hard-fought game. And there's guys there that are fighting like more that came from Toronto. They're fighting for jobs. So I don't think they're going to be rolling over here. It's going to be an interesting play. And you'll see, again, at 2 o'clock, or if you go over to Patreon, you can find out right now what those picks were between Brian and I. Let me tell you, for our premium picks over there, we're hitting pretty fantastic. I gave a parlay yesterday that came through, and you can see that over there. For our premium subscribers. For our $25 subscribers, we give parlays, we give all kinds of information all the time. For the $3 ones, we give picks and stuff, but if you really want the huge numbers, it's $25. And when hockey season's over, if you want to stop, be our guest. But we're going to have baseball as well. We're going to start doing baseball as soon as baseball season starts, so that should be fun for you too. Anyways, boys and girls, that's my full 42%. That's all I have to give. Everybody do the parlay dance. And while you're doing it, you can hit the subscribe and the bell. And remember, if we hit 150 likes, it's $25 draw. So hit that like button. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.